One thing I can guarantee is when your favorite producer, that is when you can start adding the cool. Now when it comes to like creating counter melodies, a good place to start is I've been waiting for this for 4 months. 4 months. And it's finally here. It was a month late. I'm finally about to open it. It's a sweatshirt from Kid Cudi's new album, Man on the Moon 3. And yeah, I'm excited. It looks dope. But anyways, let's get into this melody tutorial. I'm going to show you guys a lot of really cool stuff that will help you out and that you should always keep in mind when you're creating your melodies. Just use this kind of as like a guideline, as this is what all the best producers are doing. So without further ado, let's get into it. One thing I can guarantee is when your favorite producer actually makes a melody, they don't go super crazy at first. They build off of something super small, and then as they progress into the beat, it gets more and more complex. So instead of doing something like this, what they're gonna do instead of that is start small. So maybe they'll start just going chord by chord, or maybe, and what I like to do is just starting with the root notes and seeing what sounds good. The reason why I like to start with the root note is because if I know if all of these notes sound good together that I just laid out right here, when I actually start building chords, I know they're gonna sound good. And it's really easy to convert these into chords. So all you have to do is, once you have your root notes down, select all, click Control Shift to copy, and then you're just gonna move this up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Essentially all you have to do is determine whether the chord is a minor or a major chord. Most likely for your chord progression, you're gonna have a mix of both. And you're either gonna go up 3 or up 4. Up 3 is a minor chord. That's a minor chord, and then if you wanna make it a major chord, just move it up 1. Do that for all of these and you can figure out what's going to sound good. So once you actually have your chords built out and stuff like that, that is when you can start adding the cool little sauce, like the variation. Really kind of go crazy with it. Not too crazy though, all right? Don't go too crazy. But you can go pretty crazy with it, and there's a bunch of different things you can do. First thing you can do that I like to do is just transpose a few notes. And what that is it's playing the same chord, but it's kind of more jammed together, as you can see on here, and it usually just ends up sounding better. If you want though, you can also transpose the rest of the notes and kind of just get a wider sound. Like right here, I could go with all these middle ones. In addition to that, what I like to do is oftentimes I'll like offset a few notes. Offset! Like this. The middle ones usually sound good. Come up here, use this slicing tool. Just be careful, don't go too crazy. You want to make sure that it still follows a certain rhythm, but he still has to sing or rap over your song. Just remember that. Now when it comes to like creating counter melodies and stuff like that, if you're not sure which notes you want to use, a good place to start is just whatever notes are in the chord you're playing. So this chord has an E in it, so let me just throw an E in right here. This one has an F sharp, so let me just throw in an F sharp. This has a D, so I'll just throw in a D. And then this one has an E, so I'll just throw in an E as well. And if you want to add some tension and just like kind of like some flair to it as well, then feel free to go outside of notes that are in this chord, but just stay in the same scale. That's great for creating tension, kind of just creating a different vibe to your beat. thing to keep in mind that I did here is there's a constant rhythm for this top melody. It's not going all over the place. If you look, it's a pattern. So you want to think in patterns. That's what the best producers are doing. They're thinking in patterns. So the next thing you want to keep in mind that a lot of your favorite producers are doing is rather than just using one sound, they're layering their sounds. And in terms of layering, there's a variety of different things that you can do. Say you have this pattern right here, copy it in for another instrument that complements this sound and have it play all the same notes. Or you can copy this pattern in, only have it play certain notes, maybe take out the top melody here, take out these bass notes. In addition to that, you can even have it where you're playing some of these same notes, but moving this around here, moving that around here, moving this around here. One thing that you want to keep in mind when layering, you want to avoid your sounds occupying the same frequencies. Otherwise, it's just going to get very muddy. All right, so I've got this piano here. I took out some of the lower notes and then this top melody here. But let's say we want to add an additional sound to kind of know what frequencies it's occupying. It's really simple. All you have to do is go over to your parametric EQ. So if we look at this piano right now, we can see that this is where the majority of the frequencies are occupying. And let me move into this right here. It's a little bit easier to see. But looking at this, I can tell that the majority of the frequencies are really between a bit over 200 and maybe like around 4K or so. And so whatever instrument you choose, you kind of want it to not be occupying the same frequencies. And there's a few ways to make sure that you do that. One is just to copy and paste instrument over, give it a listen, and if it sounds muddy, then you probably need to move it up an octave, and that's really easy to do. Just select all, move it up an octave, and you should have like a wider range of sound. It shouldn't be muddy, and it should sound a lot better. So I hope that was really helpful. Let me know if you want me to make another video showing you guys some of the effects and other tricks that your favorite producers are probably using. I just wanted to keep this more at a little bit of a basic level, as I wanted to focus on this stuff just because I feel like it's the most helpful in terms of creating really good melodies. But let me know if you want me to make that video. Please subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you soon. Peace.